We predicted that this was going to happen, and we know a lot of folks didn't listen to us. So once again, we want to thank our subscribers. All these years, you folks who subscribed to this channel and you've stayed with us so you can stay up to date. We so appreciate you for being a subscriber, but also for your dedication to wanting to maintain current knowledge and understanding of your responsibilities on the loan and also what is happening with the SBA. We get this question all the time. Are EIDL loans forgiven if a business closes? The answer, as of today, and as per the SBA, whether you call the SBA's phone line or you look at the SBA's website or you log into the My SBA portal, it all says the same thing. The COVID-19 EIDL program is not forgivable. So if the business closes and there's a balance due on the loan after the business closes, that loan is not going to be forgivable. The question then becomes, well, what do I do, Trevor? I'm Trevor, by the way. What you do is you go to our EIDL Resource Hub, where we've created a comprehensive resource guide for you. That's a guidebook, that's instructional videos, forms, templates that shows you how to speak to the SBA, how to notify the SBA when you're closing the business, which, by the way, as per the terms of the loan agreement that you signed, you are required to notify the SBA if and when the business is closing. And they have a procedure for it, including distribution of the assets to recoup cash to repay some, if not all, of the EIDL debt. Yeah, it's a whole thing because, you know, this was a loan that you took out. Think of buying a house and you have to pay the loan back. You don't get to live in the house if you default on the loan, right? Yeah, and you got to find a way to deal with that loan if you can't afford to make the payments. And that's after the bank took the house. Because in a foreclosure, when the bank takes the house, if they don't recoup enough money from reselling your house that you didn't pay the mortgage on, you know what they do? They get what's called a deficiency judgment against you. So think of that concept for the COVID-19 EIDL program for your loan. If your business closes, they are not forgiving that loan, at least not right now. If you watched our other videos, you know, in my opinion, that forgiveness thing is never going to happen. Remember, Wall Street got all that money to save us from the global mortgage meltdown, and Wall Street paid that money back to the United States government with interest. Do you really think that the government's letting you off the hook for these EIDL loans, which helped your business stay alive? And we are seeing today, 4.5 years after the pandemic started, that businesses are closing for a whole host of reasons that have nothing to do with the pandemic. So if your business is closing, you must interact with the SBA. They have a procedure for pretty much everything. As an SBA representative said to me recently, you know, you can't sneeze without dealing with the SBA if you have a COVID-19 EIDL. The how-to for that, we created the EIDL Resource Hub. If you're a subscriber to our EIDL Experts channel, we thank you. We thank you so very, very much. Linda Ray and I really, truly appreciate you and your continued loyalty. Going back to the days of the pandemic when everybody was desperate for accurate information, and we strove to do that to help so many of you, and we continue that strategy today. We continue that dedication and commitment to you today to help you maintain the most accurate information about the COVID-19 EIDL program and about natural disaster loans. If you are not a subscriber, we would truly appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel right now and hit the like button for this video and consider putting the notification bell so that you will be notified every time we post a new video that we hope you'll find helpful. And by the way, you know, this is YouTube. You can click on the button and buy us a cup of coffee too, because, you know, money is always good. And by the way, I drink coffee. So like literally I would buy coffee with the money that you give us. We like money also because it helps us pay bills for our nice office here. You sold the assets of your business and you took that money from the sale of the assets and you sent that money to the SBA for your COVID-19 EIDL. But that amount of money did not satisfy the full balance of the loan. You still have a balance due on the loan. So the question we are asked is, will SBA forgive the balance on your loan if you can sell the assets and pay a portion of the loan? And the answer is, as of today, no. SBA does not forgive the COVID-19 EIDL. If you call the COVID-19 Servicing Center, the automated line says, please note, COVID-19 EIDLs are not forgivable. And it says that in multiple places on the SBA page about manage your COVID-19 loan. These loans are not forgivable. And if you watched my videos previously, you've seen my professional opinion that it is unlikely that these will ever be forgiven. In fact, my opinion is that they will never be forgiven. But I digress. The answer here is, if you are going to sell the assets, number one, you must get permission from the SBA. You can't just willy-nilly decide, oh, I'm going to sell the assets of the business and then send them under the SBA. Yes, that could potentially make you look less bad to the SBA, but generally speaking, as per the terms of the loan agreement you signed, if you're going to sell assets, it says in the loan agreement, you must contact the SBA and get their permission for selling the assets. And they have a process for that. They will assign a loan specialist to work with you and forms that you have to submit and fill out and so forth. All of the information for the how to do this, the step-by-step instructions, you can find in the link in the description in our COVID-19 EIDL resource hub with our downloadable guidebook, access to our private playlist of instructional videos, which is included in the price of the resource hub, our templates, and my special family recipe expert templates I've used time and again, thousands of times, to interact with the SBA. And the client often reacts, how did you get that done? And I'm like, well, I used that template that I've been using, that I created. All of that is in the resource hub. And if you purchase the resource hub today, you will receive free updates to the resource hub through December 31st, 2024. A quick note, I'm about to do a massive update to the resource hub with a lot more information based upon transactions we've been working on for the last 14, 15 months. And I'm warning you now, when we publish those new updates, the price of the resource hub is going to increase substantially. Take your opportunity to grab that resource hub today. It's your resource for how to manage your COVID-19 EIDL and answer questions like these for the remaining time you have left, which, if you're making your payments every month, you got 25 years left. Well, folks, we have said this many, many times during the pandemic. We said at some point the SBA is going to begin auditing these loans that you got. They're going to begin asking you for information, whether it is to verify information you put on the application to verify you're not a criminal, that the information you provided was accurate, legitimate, and you're a real business and a real person and potentially somebody who can repay the loan, but also other issues which are all outlined in the EIDL loan agreement that you signed during the pandemic. We assisted 500 clients, and every time I had a client get an approval, before I allowed that client to sign that loan agreement, I would review the terms of the loan agreement so that the client understood the responsibilities, the restrictions, the requirements, and the consequences of a failure to comply with the SBA loan agreement. So far, what we have seen in the roughly 2.5 years since repayments really officially began is we've seen a lot of issues with people not understanding and SBA not disclosing how they could get a reduced payment plan so that they can continue to build their business back from the pandemic, but make it a more affordable payment. That's the Hardship Accommodation plan. We've started to see a lot more information coming across our desk where people are talking about change of ownership, selling of assets, closing businesses. And all of these are transactions that you have to interact with the SBA. They've got a procedure for all of this. And again, this is why we created the SBA EIDL guidebook and the resource hub. The resource hub today includes the guidebook. The resource hub includes a private playlist of instructional videos that I have created and I'm continuing to create with step-by-step instructions on every transaction. It includes SBA forms that you will need to see so you can review these before you begin interacting with the SBA. It includes my special expert family recipe templates that I have been using for years to help our clients manage different aspects of the transaction, whether it was getting approved for the loan in the first place or doing a change of ownership, subordinations, and so on. All of that is in the link in the description for the resource hub. And here's what we have just learned this week. Today's date is October 10th, 2024. The SBA is now auditing COVID-19 EIDL borrower files. Yes, we were contacted by a CPA in Chicago who told us that 15 different businesses of which he has an ownership in are all receiving auditing requests for information as part of a post-closing compliance review from the COVID EIDL Servicing Center. And there is a laundry list of documents that they're asking for, including information going all the way back to 2019. And this is the latest thing we're seeing. The audits are beginning, folks. So if you want to prepare for that, the COVID-19 EIDL Resource Hub is going to guide you. And a quick note, we're about to publish massive improvements and updates to the guidebook, to the Resource Hub. And when we do, the price is going to increase substantially. So if you grab yours today at the current price, You will get those updates through December 31st, 2024, free if you have purchased either the guidebook previously or right now if you purchased the access to the Resource Hub. Either way, if you get it at today's price, if you bought it previously at other pricing points we've had, you will get the free updates. And these updates are going to be legendary, I promise you, because I've been working on these for months. And most of them are based upon recent transactions, including the audit. Literally, this is a certified public accountant with a very successful practice, corporate client level, like this is no joke kind of accounting practice. And he said to me, I don't have time to deal with this agency. I just want to get this done. I want to hire somebody who knows what to do and who can get this done for me. That's who we are. And that's what the Resource Hub will help you when you need to do this by yourself.